Hello. Can you hear me? Lynette and Capybara. If you all can hear me, let me know. Just say yes, no. Lindsay also. Hi, Capybara. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? And hear me? Yes. Okay, good. Just hang on for a while. We will start in a few more minutes. Capybara, were you around yesterday? I saw your name yesterday during DJ Arena's live. Hello, Matt. Hello, Ali Villet. Okay, I'm very bad at pronouncing name. I'm gonna call you Ali, like Ali, but Arlee, Arlie. Okay, just hang on for a while. Hello, Jin. Wee Chong, yes, I am teacher Cage. Okay, today we're gonna go through as usual the P5 lesson. So yes, yesterday Capybara, were you there? I think I saw you. I also joined teacher Arena's live yesterday at the very beginning. Yesterday there's Kahoot, yes, that's why all of you want to join, right? I saw you extra. Yes, I was saying hi to teacher Arena yesterday. Okay, yep. So before we start, right, let me just do some advertising, right? So all this TikTok live that you are joining, Jin, no, unfortunately, there's no Kahoot today. All right, so it's kind of like a preview to the actual lesson that we are hosting every week also. Right, so the actual lesson that we're hosting every week is where we use the A grader worksheet, and then we'll go through the lesson plan, the curriculum plan with the A grader worksheets, right? So it will be better, right? So this one is kind of like more for you to maybe interact with the teachers and see how the teachers teach, right? So if you are interested, you can always attend for the trial lesson and then see if you like it, then you can continue. If not, I think it's fine, right? Okay, so the classes are also taught by the same teachers. Okay, so if you want to find out more with the teacher, talk to them, talk to me, right? You can ask me question about the lesson. You can ask me question about science problems, right? Like some of you all, I think the last lesson were asking me like how to improve in science, how to revise for this, how to revise for that. All right, so I will also try to maybe give you some tips on how to improve and how to learn your science, right? Okay. Which center I teach at? I teach at the Sengkang CC. I'm not sure if any one of you all are from the Sengkang CC branch. I used to teach in the Admiralty, and I used to teach in Yishun also. Last year, was it last year? I think it's last year, yeah. I used to teach in Yishun and Admiralty also. Okay, I think we can slowly get started. Jin, I'm bad in science. Okay, you are bad in science. There's a lot of things to ask, but maybe usually I'll ask the first question I'll ask is like, are you interested in science, or in general, are you interested in science, or are you not so interested in science? Because typically, if a student is interested in science, they will try to find out more. They will be curious. They will start to learn. Okay, then from there, oh, you're not really interested in science. Okay, then okay, if you're not interested in science, but unfortunately, as a Singaporean kid, we have to be good in like science, maths, English, Chinese, right? So hopefully, you will develop some interest in science, because science is important, right? It concerns your everyday life. There are very good skills to learn from the science, right? Hopefully, you will develop some interest. AL5 is, I think, AL5 for science is not bad. Okay, a lot of room for improvement. AL5 typically, it means that your concept is probably there, but maybe your OEQ answering technique is not there. Okay, so focus a bit more on your answering technique. At the end of the day, OEQ answer, try to memorize a standard way of answering the OEQ question, right? I just want Kahoot today in science tuition. Oh, okay. So in Is that science? Okay, good. Then you get a 4 extra bonus mark, right? Astronomy. Okay. OEQ is very bad. Yes, everyone's most of the students, their OEQ are always bad, right? But at the end of the day, if you don't want to get too into like this technique, that technique, this and that, right? Just memorize the answer. Okay, if you memorize the answer, then everything will be fine. Yes, Lynette. Okay, we should get started. All right. Thank you for reminding me. Okay, so today, okay, wait, sorry, I forgot to off my speaker. Let me off my speaker first. Okay, May, there's no Kahoot. The Kahoot was yesterday. All right, so Foxy, yes, there's no Kahoot today. The Kahoot was yesterday, so you got to join. I don't know next week is when. All right. Okay, today we're gonna go through a reproduction in plants and then some water cycle question. I think some of you already went through water cycle in school. Okay, and then reproduction in plants, some of you also already went through. So usually those who go through reproduction in animal plants, okay, will not do the reproduction in will not do the water cycle, right? So those who do the water cycle will not do the reproduction in plants. So hopefully we can maybe you can exchange your knowledge in today's lesson. All right. Okay, we're gonna start off with a easy question. Let's why are my colors all different? Okay, anyway. Okay, question number 1. Diagram below shows let me make sure I'm not blocking the question. Okay, question number 1. The diagram below shows a seedling. All right, so by now you all should be very familiar with this. Okay, so try not to spam the answer because there will be students who want to ask question and maybe you all can also listen through the explanation, right? So I'm sure you are familiar with all the parts by now. So part A is like the leaf. Okay, my pen color is a bit weird because I don't know why all the colors are changed, but I'm not going to change it now. Okay, part B is the important one, which is the seed leaf, right? Seed leaves, hopefully you still remember the function of the seed leaves. If you remember the function of the seed leaf, don't spam the answer. Tell me what is the function of the seed leaf, okay? And then part C, I'm sure you know, right? This is the stem. You have learned it in P4, right? Part D is also, okay, the roots. You also have learned this in P4, right? Okay, the question is asking which of the following is true. Right, so number 1 says that as the mass of A gets larger, the mass of C gets smaller. So basically it's saying as the leaf gets larger, the stem gets smaller. That doesn't make sense, right? Okay, so the leaf and the stem, they should grow together. Okay, so both should grow bigger together. Okay, so A should be wrong. It will be both, okay, bigger. Okay, then question number 2. Give me bonus bucks. You come and take from me. Okay, if you can find me, I'll give you bonus bucks. Okay, question number 2. As the mass of A gets larger, the mass of B gets smaller. Okay, the mass of B gets smaller. That means it is saying that as the leaf gets bigger, the seed leaf gets smaller. Okay, yes, that is correct. But can anyone tell me why? Why does the seed leaf get smaller? Give us one clue about your area. I'm always in the same area every time. Have I? Yeah, I think so far I'm always teaching in the same area. Yes. Okay. Okay, so hopefully you still remember that the seed leaf, what does it contain? It contains stored food, correct? So it contains stored food, and then the whole seedling is using up the stored food, right? So when it is using up the stored food, it will become smaller and smaller and smaller, right? Okay, so it's going to drop off eventually because all the stored food, all the nutrients will be used up. Okay, so number 2 is correct. Okay, but number 3. Okay, what's wrong with number 3? Number 3, as the mass of C gets larger, that means as the stem gets larger, the mass of B gets smaller. Okay, stem and roots will also become bigger together, right? Okay, and then number 4, as the mass of B, which is the roots, get bigger, the leaf gets smaller. Okay, also doesn't make sense, all right? So the leaf, stem, and roots, they should grow together, right? So they will get bigger altogether, all right? Okay, any Question. Oh, okay, you cannot see the answer. Okay, let me just scroll through the comments. Let's see if any comments will catch. Okay, Lynette, yeah, leaf uses the seed leaf for food. Okay, very good. And then okay, anyone else? Any other comments? Food for the young plant. Food for the young plant. Okay, yep. It would be better to say food for the seedling, Amanda. Okay. Okay, try not to spam. Hello, Mariah Carey. You are at Sun Plaza, but I'm not at Sun Plaza. Okay, that is another clue already. Why underground so big? Huh? Okay. Is it possible to go from AL7 to AL2? Yeah, of course it's possible. Okay, Belinda, wait, teacher KH. Okay, I'm waiting. What do you usually learn? When do you usually learn motorcycle? Okay, different schools will learn motorcycle differently. Like some other schools they have already learned, but some schools will learn motorcycles in term 2. Okay. Okay, we move on to the next question. All right. Question 2 is a question on motorcycle. Okay, I think even if you're in P6, this lesson also serves as a good revision for you because PSLE is coming, right? So you also need to revise your P5 topics. Okay, is it possible for AL6 to AL3 or higher in PSLE? Yeah, and anything is possible as long as you work hard. And I think other than work hard, right, you need to know the correct strategy and correct tactic to improve. Okay, because everyone improve in a different way. You need to know what to do in order to improve. All right. Okay, let's quickly go through question 2. Some of you already spamming the answer. Try not to spam the answer. Okay. Question 2. Okay, diagram below shows the water cycle. So water cycle, hopefully you are familiar, right? So it starts with all the water bodies, right, from the rivers, lakes, sea. Okay, they will go through the process of evaporation. Okay, evaporation, does it gain heat, lose heat? Hopefully you still remember that. Okay, evaporation goes through gain heat. Right, gain heat and then change of state from liquid to, okay, my handwriting is absolutely horrible. Okay, okay, liquid. So changes from liquid to gas, right? So the gaseous state of water, we call it the water vapor. And let me try to choose a different color. Water, okay, vapor. Okay, and then they go through the process of condensation. Condensation is a process where the water will gain or lose heat. Okay, they will lose heat. I'm trying to okay, and then condensation. Hopefully, you know that there must be a surface for the water vapor to come into contact, and then they will lose heat and then condense into liquid back to liquid again. Okay, but I mean, in the water cycle, typically the water vapor will rise up into the sky, right? They will rise up into the sky, and then after that they will condense, and then what will they form? Hopefully, you still remember. They will form clouds. Who created water cycle? Wow, that's such a big question. I have no idea. I have no answer to that. I'm just a small teacher. Okay, I cannot. Don't know what's the answer to that question. All right. Okay, so the clouds, and then after that, once they get heavier, they are gonna fall as rain, right, or water droplets. Okay, yes, cloud is liquid state. Okay, so hopefully by now you know what is the answer. Okay, what does PQ and R stand for in the boxes? Okay, this type of question, it is very easy, but please learn to be careful. Okay, to be honest, if you want to if you want to be hitting AL1 or 2 consistently, the key thing is actually you gotta be careful. You cannot just tell yourself to be careful also. You got to develop habits that will make you become a very careful student. Okay, so I know P is like in the gaseous state, right? So it's water vapor, cannot be cloud, cannot be rain. Okay, water vapor. Q I know is the cloud. Okay, R I know they will fall as rain, so not water vapor. Okay, not clouds. Okay, so there's only one obvious answer. Okay, which is number 1. Okay, yes, user 7456. I'm also tired, but we have a job to do. I mean, I have a job to do. Okay, just came back not long ago from science division, and now science again is late. Okay, don't worry, it's late. I've been working since 9 in the morning. I'm still here working. Okay, and I'm still doing the live. Okay, so life goes on. Next time, as you grow up into an adult, you're gonna be working more and more longer and longer hours. All right. Yes. Okay. You've been in school since 7. All right. Good. Hardworking. Yes, I like hardworking kids. Okay. So any question about this question too? If not, then okay. If not, then we shall move on. Okay. I suddenly see a lot of hardworking kids. I've been studying since 7. I've been doing homework since 5. Okay, no, do homework until 5. Is gas a cloud? Lynette, gas is not a cloud. Gas is a liquid state. Okay, so the easy concept is if you can see it, it is in a liquid state. Okay, so water vapor cannot is not visible. So you cannot see it. Sorry, water vapor is cannot you cannot be seen. It cannot be seen. Okay. Mariah, you're aiming for AL13. Is there such a thing as AL13? Okay, aiming for AL4, that looks like a good aim. All right, so don't aim for something that is too high up. Okay, try to aim something that is within reach. All right. Kabibara, you're aiming for AL9. AL9 don't need very a lot of effort to aim for lah. Okay. Okay, come. Let's move on to the next question. Okay, I will chit chat a bit with you all and then go through some question. Okay, and then this hour is gonna go past very quickly. Okay, question 3. Diagram below shows a cup that contains a green colored water that is at 90 degrees Celsius. Okay, so immediately when you see, okay, 90 degrees Celsius, it is gonna be very hot, right? So this is a very hot drink. Okay, already written here. The cup is then covered completely with a metal lid. Okay, with ice cubes placed on top. Okay, so if there's ice cubes, that means this is gonna be a very cold metal lid, right? So it's a perfect surface for condensation to occur. Okay, so what's gonna happen is the hot water is gonna gain heat. Okay, it's already hot, and then it's gonna evaporate into hot water vapor, and then come into contact with the cold surface. It's gonna lose heat, and then it's gonna condense into water droplets, right? Hopefully by now you are familiar with how to describe the process of evaporation and how to describe the process of condensation, right? Evaporation and condensation is very popular in the OEQ section also. All right. Okay, so okay, 1 hour later, water droplets were observed. Okay, the water droplets are probably is going to be observed, okay, in the inner surface here. All right, water is colorless. Yes, it is. All right. So, which of the following correctly states the color of the water droplets? Okay, and where the water droplets are found. Okay, where the water droplets were. Okay, so 2 things you need to watch out for. Number 1 is the color of the water droplets. Number 2 is where would you probably observe the water droplets, right? Okay, so if the hot water is going to evaporate, okay, the green color is not going to evaporate. Okay, so the green coloring is it will not evaporate. Okay, so those who attend the lesson, right, we show a video of how sea salt is harvested, right? So they will let the water evaporate, and then what's left behind will be the sea salt. Okay, so they will process it, and then so the salt also does not gets evaporated away. All right. So in this case, you should know that the color of the water droplets will be colorless. Okay, just like if your parents cook soup, right? The water droplets that form on the lid will also be colorless. Okay, so where would you find the water droplets also? Probably under the metal lid. Okay, it will not be on the outer surface of the cup. Okay, if it is found on the outer surface, okay, then it will suggest that it is a cold drink. Okay, hopefully you still remember. Like if you go and buy a cold drink, you go McDonald's, you buy a cup of Coke, right? So leave it there. After a while, water droplets are gonna form on the outer surface. Correct? Okay, so these are things from your daily life which if you observe, you should get curious. And then if you're curious and you remember it, right, then when you learn it during your science lesson, you will suddenly gain enlightenment, right? Become smarter. Okay. So in this case, the question 3, the answer will be option 3. ABC soup, yes, of course. Doesn't matter if it's ABC soup or XYZ soup. Okay. You will definitely get water droplets under the lid. Chantel, I got 98.5 for year end during P5. Wow, that is like absolutely marvelous, right? Okay, but hopefully you can maintain, right? Because maintaining will be another issue. Science is everywhere. Vicky, yes, indeed, science is everywhere. All right. AL2, is it possible to get AL1? Yes, but it's also possible to drop to AL3. Remember that. Okay, it takes a lot of hard work to maintain at AL2. Okay, it takes a lot of hard work to improve one grade also. All right. Yep, like I said, careless mistake is something that every student will make, but unfortunately, not a lot of students pay attention on how to reduce careless mistake, right? Okay, so remember, if you really want to jump from AL, if you are anywhere in the top 3 AL, it is usually about the careless mistake, right? Especially if you want to get into AL 1, right? So you got to learn to be very careful. Okay, so all right, let us move into the next question. I think a lot of y'all are already trying to answer the next question. Okay. Question 4. Okay, diagram below shows a flower from a mango plant. Okay, mango, one of my favorite fruit. All right, so I don't like how you need to remember all the concept you learn. I also don't like to remember things, right? But unfortunately, we have to remember things in order to communicate, correct? Okay, so study the picture below carefully. So obviously, this is the picture of a flower, right? Hopefully, you still remember all the different parts of the flower. Okay, let me label all the different parts first. The male parts, okay, enter. Okay, I'll just label the main parts, right? Enter and the filament is the male parts, okay, and then for the female parts, you have the stigma. Okay, you have the ovary. Okay, petal is not really important, but I will label it. Okay, but parts like your filament and style, okay, I'm not gonna label it, okay, because filament and style is not really important. Yes, okay, something is missing. I think wait, someone said something. Right, I think you already noticed that the ovules is missing. Yes, WL, you said that. Right, the missing part is stigma. But the stigma is here, right? Isn't the stigma here? Ovule, okay. Is it the ovule? Like this part here looks a bit blank. Okay, I think it is probably the ovule. So part A is saying that a part of a typical flower is missing in the picture. Okay, we have already labeled the stigma, enter, petal, okay, ovary. And then, okay, I think for the sake of the question, I will just label, right, the over here, right, filament, okay. And then you also have the, okay, maybe I'll use red for this, style, right? Okay, so these are the parts that's still there. Yeah, I think the ovule is missing over here. Okay, the ovary is here present. All right, so I think we've already concluded that it is the ovules that's missing, right? So okay, a part of the flower is missing. So name the missing part and State the function. Okay, can anyone tell me the function? So, ovule fuses with pollen grain in pollen tube during photo. Wow. Okay, Kanya, like a bit too confusing. Give me a simple function so that everyone can remember. Because there are already students who say like, "Oh, I don't like to remember things." And then if I give them something more complicated, they're gonna hate science even more. Fuse with pollen grain. Okay. How about it contains the egg cells which will fuse with the pollen grain? Okay, I think that will be pretty easy, right? Okay, so let me name the part first. So the O view is missing. Hey, hi Crystal. Okay, today no Kahoot Crystal. Alright, it was yesterday. Hopefully you won something, but okay, I'm not so sure. But alright, so what is the function of the O view? O view, right, contains okay egg cells, okay, which it will fuse okay with okay, I'm gonna use which will fuse with the male reproductive okay cell okay to turn into seeds. Alright. So remember, hopefully you'll remember that the ovary will turn into the seed, the ovary will turn into the fruit. Okay, is it too low? Okay, let me scroll up a bit. Okay, any question regarding this question 4? Okay, please don't request me to do something weird. I'm not gonna say a name or something. All right. So if okay, can you say if just write fuses with pollen grain in pollen tube? Okay. Hold on. Fuses with pollen grain in pollen tube. Okay, they don't fuse inside the pollen tube. Yeah, Kanya. So that's where the problem is. Okay, so if you want to say the ovule fuses with the pollen grain, okay, it's also fine. But typically, we also don't use pollen grain. We say the male reproductive cell will be better because pollen grain will land on the stigma, and then after that, the male reproductive cell will dig through the style, okay, and form the pollen tube. All right. Yeah. So because pollen tube, all these are not taught, so this is just additional information, right? Okay. So we try to keep it simple. Okay, if no question, maybe we move on to part B. All right. Okay, part B state two differences between a flower that is insect pollinated and one that is wind pollinated. Okay, so I hope you all remember like the characteristics of a insect pollinated flower and a wind pollinated flower. All right, because they have very distinct features, which helps them to get pollinated by insect or get pollinated by wind. Okay, so one of the feature will be like insect pollinated flower. Okay, can anyone maybe tell me colorful and big for insect pollinated? Okay, yep. So for wind pollinated, it will be the direct opposite. They are dull and they are small. They have small petals. Okay, any other differences? Brightly colored petals. Yep, but wind is dull. Okay, that is Kanya. Yes, that is one good difference. Okay, any other differences? Sweet nectar. Yes, Foxy. So insect pollinated flowers usually they have nectar, but wind pollinated they do not have any nectar, right? Because they do not need to attract any insect. Okay, good. Thank you for giving me some answer. Okay, so I don't need to think so much at the end of the day, and I'm also getting tired. Okay, so I'm gonna talk about the nectar, right? So insect, okay, pollinated. Flower that has brightly colored petals and the nectar. Okay, good. Let me talk about the nectar first. Okay, insect pollinated flowers. Okay, they're gonna have nectar. Okay, but okay, pardon my handwriting, but I think you understand what I am writing. Okay, but wind pollinated flowers, it do not have nectar, right? So this is one difference. Okay, so the other difference will be insect pollinated. Okay, can you all see the answer? Can. Okay. Okay, so insect pollinated flowers, they have large and colorful, okay, petals. Okay, but for wind pollinated, okay, flower, okay, but wind pollinated flowers, they have a small, okay, and dull okay, dull colored petals. All right. Okay, answer is a bit long, but I think you all catch the main point, right? The main point is nectar. Okay, so and then large colorful petals. Okay, but wind pollinated, they have small and dull colored petals. All right. Okay. Any question about I don't know insect pollinated flower, wind pollinated flower? Hopefully you're not confused between pollination and seed dispersal. Did you how different is PSLE science? Wait, what do you mean by how different is PSLE science, Vicky? Um, you mean in terms of difficulty level or okay, PSLE science typically there are okay if I remember correctly, there's just if you want to really get into AL1, right, AL2, there are 15 marks which belongs to the more challenging kind of question. So those are the 15 marks that you really need to try to earn. Of course, the rest, that means majority, which is 85 marks, are usually testing on your basic concept, okay? As long as you can answer your questions properly, okay, if you're careful, okay, it shouldn't be difficult to pass, right? Yes, the answer is very long, blur. Okay, hopefully you have already written it down. They give you AL3, that is also quite good on AL3. All right, so maybe you can aim for AL2 and eventually AL1, right? If you can hit AL3, you actually have no problems hitting AL1, right? Because they are just 5 marks apart, right? I keep lagging. Is it just me or is it you? YZLX. Okay, I'm not sure. Okay, I think we can slowly. Kabi, you're trying to get AL0. Okay, new category AL0. All right, like what? 120 upon 100. Okay, I guess there's no question, right? If no question, then maybe we can move on to the next question. Question 5. All right. Okay. Yes. Yes. If you have a question, just type the question because you like teacher. Then Teddy, teacher can go toilet. No, Teddy, you cannot go toilet. You cannot. Okay, you must stay and watch my life. Okay, cannot go toilet. I'm just joking. Okay. You don't need to go toilet, please go. Don't need to ask me for permission. Okay, it's gonna be weird if I don't give you permission to go to your own toilet. Okay, today I got my result back 14.5 upon 20 if I saw it because the comments are scrolling very quickly. Okay, so still some room for improvement, Crystal. I think I saw that correctly. Do you only teach science? Yeah, in A grade I only teach science. I used to teach maths in the first few years for the online lesson. Okay, but I no longer teach maths. Okay, no more question. Come, let's move on to is this P6? Yeah, this kind of question typically can come out in P6 also. All right. Okay, question 5. Peter has a pair of wet socks. Okay, wet socks. That is one of the things that I hate the most. Okay, especially on a rainy day when your socks get wet. Oh no, I absolutely hate that. Okay, he placed one of the wet socks as shown in the diagram below near an open window to dry. Okay, if you want to dry it, yep, place it near an open window is definitely a good idea, right? Probably there's going to be lots of sun, it's going to be lots of wind also, right? So the factors for evaporation, right? So hopefully you'll still remember the WET, right? Which is your wind, exposed surface area, and temperature. So part A wants you to state the process that allows the wet sock to become dry, okay, after a few hours. Okay, I'm sure you all know what is the process. Yes, thank you. It's evaporation. Well done. Okay, Vicky Marai also. Yep. Teddy is not condensation, Teddy. Okay, you want your socks to dry, it is evaporation. All right. So the process is evaporation. Teddy, I think you haven't gone to the toilet. That's why your brain cannot think, right? So go to the toilet now. Okay, after you release away all the bad stuff, then your brain can start to think, Teddy. All right, go to the toilet. Go to your toilet. Go. Okay, so let's move on to part B, right? Evaporation shouldn't be too difficult. Okay, the next part. Peter placed the other wet sock at a spot in the garden, okay, under direct sunlight. Okay, so under direct sunlight, right? So it's gonna be very hot. Okay, garden is also kind of like an open space, so there's gonna be lots of wind. Okay, so if you look at these two graph, there is graph A and graph B, right? So graph B shows that the mass is decreasing faster. Okay, so B is the one that is okay. Let me just annotate it slightly. B is dropping faster. Okay, A is dropping slower. Right. So how do we see this kind of graph? I think a lot of students might struggle a bit when it comes to reading this kind of graph. Okay, so you can look at a certain timing over here. Okay, and then you look at the mass over here. Right. So the mass of B is lower. Okay, the mass of A is higher. Right. So this shows that B is drying faster, right? And then A is drying slower. Okay. So if the question asks you which one of the graphs, A or B, shows the change in the mass of the sock that was exposed to direct sunlight, okay, I'm sure you know it is B, right? Okay. The problem is how do you explain? Okay, a lot of y'all fumble when explaining, right? Okay, anyone can give me a good explanation? Yes, okay, we already know it's B. Okay, don't spam. Give me a good explanation, come, comparative terms. Okay, so we can compare. What else we need to compare? Okay, anyone else give some good suggestion on how to explain? Use CER. Okay, sure. I mean, whatever answering technique you use, CER is what I claim evidence reasoning, right? Okay, or what we teach is DSL. Okay, describe. Okay, science concept and link it back. Okay, Lynette is saying that the higher the temperature, the faster the evaporation. Okay. Let me think. But in this graph, they don't tell you the higher, they don't tell you the temperature, Lynette. So how do you know Teddy, direct sunlight ma? Yes, okay, but that doesn't sound like a scientific answer. Okay. Anyone tell me there's something very important, which is like the essence of answering this kind of explanation question. It took a less amount of time to dry as it is exposed to direct sunlight. Okay, therefore it is B. Okay, A B's, right? I have a few questions. How do you know it is exposed to direct sunlight, right? Which part of the graph tells you that it is exposed to direct sunlight? Okay, it levels off after a while. No, okay. I think nobody is telling me the main point. Okay, the main thing that you need to say is from the graph, right? From the graph, okay, what did you like see? Okay, you saw that the mass of B is decreasing faster, right? So this one is lower, this one is higher, right? Okay, so you must provide whatever it is, you must provide me the proof on how do you know. Okay, don't tell me that you know something. You need to show me how do you know. Okay, so Okay, let me just write down the answer to the graph first. Okay, it's gonna be, sorry, graph. Okay, B, right? So the first thing you need to tell me is from, okay, the graph. So the mass of, okay, B decreases. Okay, faster, okay, than A. Right, so I think in CER, this is called the evidence, right, from the graph, okay? I'm not sure if this is called the claim, I'm not very familiar with CER. Okay, so then now what do you need to say? Okay, then you can say that what do you realize when you see that? Okay, then you realize that so, right, or what does it show? Showing that okay, B is exposed. Okay, B is exposed to direct, okay, sunlight. Okay, therefore, increasing the rate, okay, of increasing the rate of evaporation. Okay, and allowing, okay, the sock to dry, okay, faster. All right. Okay, the let me just highlight a few key points, right? The key point is, of course, you must talk about the mass of B is actually decreasing faster, okay? So if the mass of B is decreasing faster, then that shows that B is exposed to direct sunlight, okay? Therefore, that will increase the rate of evaporation. Okay, so try to use this key term, right? Rate of evaporation. Okay, then that will allow the socks to dry faster. All right. Okay, I hope you all can see the answer and the question. Okay. Okay, any question? Okay, same thing. Try not to spam. If you have a legit question, then you ask a question, right? Okay. Any other question about B? All right. So this type of question, remember, the most important thing is you must provide the evidence, right? Describe the graph, describe the result. Okay. Yeah. Try not to spam. Yes, I'm pausing here for a while, Astro. So don't worry. Okay, maybe I will use the time to drink some water also. Okay, Lynette, this question is not about exposed surface area, okay? And I do not live daily. I only do this on alternate week. So where can we find this paper? You can find it on the A Grader website, or the link is in the bio to download the worksheet. Yes, you can go toilet. If you need to go toilet, please go toilet. Don't need to ask me, okay? I definitely will not tell you not to go to your toilet. Okay. How many points? 2 points, right? So is there answer sheet? I don't think so. There is no answer sheet uploaded. Okay. Hi Ash. Okay. Yeah, there is written 2 marks over here. There, 2. Okay. Can you explain? Can you explain your framework? Okay, Nikki, what do you mean by framework? Okay, let's not go into something that is so complicated. Framework. It's a very big word. I'm gonna try to keep science simple. My least favorite is water cycle. Yeah, because water cycle, there's a lot of things to learn, Livia. Okay, I do agree. A lot of students struggle with water cycle. All right. Okay, if there's no question, I think I'm gonna move on to question 6. Okay, evaporation, condensation. Yes. Hopefully you all really understand the concept of evaporation, condensation, right? Once you understand these two processes, then I think you are in a good position to earn a few marks already in OEQ, right? Because OEQ, they like to ask you about evaporation, condensation. Okay, come, let's move on to question 6. Questions one. Okay, question 6. Diagram below shows a fruit of plant P. Okay, I'm not sure if you all recognize this fruit. Okay, but this is the balsam plant, right? Which when you squeeze it, it will split open. Okay, so when I say it will split open, right? Hopefully, it will trigger you to realize that this is dispersed by splitting, right? Okay, so what are the characteristics, right? So hopefully you can see that there are line, okay, of weakness. Okay, so that strongly suggests it is basically dispersed by the splitting method. All right, so study the 3 dispersal method below. So these are the 3 method, right? So 1, 2, 3. Okay, which of the following shows the dispersal method, the dispersal pattern of plant P? Okay, so which one shows the dispersal pattern of splitting, right? So they give you the wind direction, and then you can see that for P, they are close. Okay, for the next one, okay, this one is kind of like in a random pattern. Okay, so let me just write down a few notes. Okay, this one is all close to the parent plant, right? And then P is like in random position. Okay, and then the last one, hopefully you can see that it is in the direction of the wind, right? Direction, okay, of the wind, right? So I think the last one strongly suggests that it is dispersed by wind already. Okay, we're not gonna pick this. Anyone can tell me the middle one is dispersed by which method? Because I think you obviously know the answer is this, correct? But can anyone tell me the middle one is dispersed by what method? Okay, so yes, okay, insect animal. Yep, okay, try not to spam. I am going to start to mute people already. All right, if you keep spamming. Okay, yes, Lynette, very good. It is dispersed by insect or animals, right? So dispersed by insect or animal, you will see this random pattern. All right. Okay, so you will see this random pattern. Hopefully, you recognize that this one is by splitting. Okay, this is by animal, and the last one is obviously by wind. All right. Okay, so if part C we have already done, right? We have already answered. Okay, then let's move on to part D. Okay, part D is asking you to state one advantage of the dispersal method used by P to disperse the seeds. Okay, basically, part D is asking you what is the advantage of the splitting method, right? What is the advantage of the splitting? Okay, anyone can tell me what is the advantage? I'm not sure if you all have gone through this in school before. Offspring is close to each other for easy pollination. But if they're close to each other, then there's overcrowding, then there's competition for water, nutrients, and all that. Then they will not grow well. Reduce competition for the seeds. Okay, how to reduce competition when they are so close by? Splitting is because they are all dispersed very near each other, right? So how do you sorry, it's scrolling a bit too fast, so I'm not sure if I missed. Reduce competition between seeds for food. Okay, it's not about reducing competition. In fact, if it is overcrowded, then there'll be more competition for light, water, and carbon dioxide, right? Yes, Kabibar, I read yours. Okay, so no agent is needed to pollinate it. Okay, yes. Oh no. Okay, I think it's I couldn't. Okay, and Andrea Chia 002, okay, says that no agent is needed to pollinate it. Okay, I am going to write it down. I am going to write here. Okay, I'm going to write your name also, Andrea. That is because your answer is absolutely wonderful, good. Okay, and Andrea 002 says that no agent, let me copy down the answer, is needed, okay, to pollinate it. Okay, but I think some of you all might be thinking, right? What is don't rely on other plants? Oh, okay, wait. Okay, but what is this agent that you're talking about? Is it like what secret agent or okay, what agent? I think some of you all might be maybe a bit confused. So Andrea, are you able to maybe elaborate a bit more? What kind of agent are you talking about? Okay, what do you mean? Okay, Andrea disappeared already. But anyway, let me explain what she means. Okay, so in all dispersal method, right, they always rely on a certain agent to disperse. Okay, such as water relies on water, wind relies on wind, animal obviously relies on animal, but splitting method do not rely on any external factor. Okay, so when she says agent, she's basically referring to external, okay, factors, okay, such as, okay, I hope you can see, such as okay, wind, water, okay, or animal. Okay, okay, so basically it means that um the splitting method, okay, do not need to rely on any other factor, right? Because if there's no wind, no water, no animal, then it cannot be dispersed, right? The seeds cannot be dispersed. All right, so you can either say like oh, sorry, Andrea, yeah, yeah, because there's the chat scrolls too quickly already. Yeah. Okay, but yes, I credit this to you, right, Andrea? Thank you. So you can either write this answer. Okay, no agent is needed for to wait. What is wait? Something is wrong. To pollinate it. Sorry, I never see the mistake. Sorry. Okay, this is wrong. Okay, not pollinate. Okay, no agent is needed to disperse it. Okay, not pollinate. Oops, sorry. Okay, so Andrea's answer is not perfectly correct, but I hope you all get the idea, right? I was getting too excited over the word agent that she used. Okay, so you can say no agent is needed to disperse the seeds, okay, or no external factors is needed to disperse the seeds. All right. In exam can use agent. Yes, but it will be better to elaborate a bit more. No agent such as wind, water, and animal, okay, is needed to disperse the seeds. All right. Because sometimes the answers that students write is not very clear, right? We don't really understand if you all really know what you're talking about or not. Okay, so make sure you express your answer clearly, show that you know what you're talking about. All right. Okay, if no question, I think we move on to the next one. All right, the last question. This one, question 7. Teacher Pauline give us 3 keyword external factors. Okay, Livia, what's the 3 keywords? Maybe you can share it with everyone. Okay, while I read through question 7. Okay. Question 7, diagram below shows 2 flowers P and Q from different plants. Okay, so these 2 flowers, okay, they have very distinctive pattern, right? But looking at these 2 flower, you should immediately know that number 1, okay, flower P is pollinated by insect. Okay, flower Q is pollinated by wind. Okay, how do you know? Okay, so hopefully, okay, you already know. that by looking at features such as this one. Okay, this one is very distinctive, right? Feathery. Okay, stigma. Okay, and then you can see the petals are, I'm not sure if that's the petal, but very small petals. Okay, you have anther, okay, hanging outside. Okay, and then for the insect pollinated flower, right, typically the stigma and anther, they are inside, okay, the flower. Okay, you will expect large and very colorful, okay, petals. All right. Okay, once you are able to identify the pollination method, right, I think you will be able to answer. Okay, you will be able to answer part A, right? Based on your observation, identify how flower P and Q are likely to be pollinated. Okay, so flower P is pollinated by animal. Okay, flower Q is pollinated by wind. Okay, so what is pollination? Okay, hopefully you all know how to define what is pollination. Okay, pollination is the process where the pollen grains will land on the stigma, okay, or the transfer of pollen grains from the anther to the stigma. All right, so try to keep it simple when you're trying to memorize all the definition. All right, so for this part B, pollination, it is the it's the transfer of pollen grain okay from the anther okay to the stigma. Okay, I'm trying to keep it simple, right? Okay, transfer the pollen grains from the anther to the stigma. Okay, let's see if any one of you all also provide a good answer. Okay, Foxy, wait, pollination is a process where pollen grain land on the stigma. I think that's what you said. Okay, okay, any other good answer? Okay, hopefully, yep, try not to spam. I think some of the students here, you all have a legit question to ask. Okay, okay, looks like all of you are pretty clear about what is the process of pollination, right? Okay, then the next question. State one possible characteristics, okay, of flower P could have to increase its chances of pollination. Okay, increase its chances of pollination. Okay, so flower P, right? When they say increase the chances of pollination, that means they want to attract okay more insect, right? Okay, or animals. Okay, so how do they do that? Probably there's a sweet smelling nectar, brightly colored petals. Okay, and what else? Okay, I think that's about it because insects are typically attracted by these two features only. All right, so I am going to write um, okay, bright, okay, brightly colored petals. Okay, or you all can say sweet smelling, okay, nectar. Okay, they ask for one, but we shall give two. Okay. Oh, okay. I hope you all can see. Sorry. Okay, so I think today's worksheet is going to be a very good revision for either P5 or P6 students. Right. Okay, because water cycle is kind of like one of the more difficult topic, right? You will learn in P5. Okay, will they deduct mark for extra answer? No. Okay, as long as what you are writing is not like not out of, how do I say, out of point. It's not conflicting the your answer also. Okay, I don't know how to tell you like there should be no conflict of answer, or okay, you can write more, but as long as you're still talking about the same thing and you're talking about the correct thing, right? You will not get penalized for writing the correct thing. Okay, they will deduct no capybara. I don't think so. Okay. So if write both and the other is wrong, still accepted? No. Okay, you can write 10 correct things, and if you write one wrong thing, then everything will be wrong. Okay, like for example, you can say that I don't know, living things need air, food, and water, and can fly. Okay, then it's you get a 0. Too bad. Okay, so you got to say living things need air, food, and water. Full stop. You cannot say living things need air, food, and water, and can fly. All right, then everything that you've written is wrong, because that shows that you are confused and you're not sure about your concepts. Okay, any other question? Any other reason why for C? Okay, I think Bosco, these two are probably the only reason. Okay, because insect or animals, they only look for two things, right? They don't look for the stigma, they don't look for the enter. Oh, maybe there's one more reason. Some of them feed on the pollen grain. Okay, but we don't cover this in the syllabus. All right. Okay. Little girl, wait, I want to see the question just now. Okay, which question? Sorry. I am not so sure which question you want to see. Okay, yes. Like I'm just hanging around to see if anyone got any question. Okay, if not, then yes, goodbye Astro. Okay, I will see you in 2 weeks time. But remember tomorrow to join teacher Lynn's lesson, right? Next week there's gonna be other fabulous teachers also. Remember to join them, right? And there's a chance for you to win Kahoot also. Okay, so yes, I'll see y'all in 2 weeks time, I think. Oh no, I'm gonna see y'all in 3 weeks time, because there will be some changes. Okay. Okay, bye Vinci. Okay, goodbye everyone. I hope you all enjoyed the lesson.